Hey, good morning. Happy Sunday to you guys. I just got back from getting my groceries. I like to go early in the morning where there's hardly nobody there. So I got there and I was like, I wonder what time they open up. So I used to go early in the morning so I can avoid crowds, but I see they open up at 6 o'clock. So I got there quarter to seven. So next time I would get there at 6 o'clock in the morning because I like to go there when there's hardly nobody there. Although there weren't nobody there hardly at 6:45, so it was all good. I like to avoid crowds. I like people though, but I like to go to the store early in the morning. But anyway, yesterday I seen Bad Boys, and after we left, Chuck and I, I always talk to you guys about Chuck. He was sitting there and he says, "Hey, he says, you see, Halo is thinking about, the first Halo game is thinking about coming to the PS5." And I was looking at my menu because I was trying to see what I wanted to order. And I said, I don't know, man. That'd be a pretty good idea. I said, good way to make some extra income. So and he was like, yeah. I said, man, I said, I just think the console wars are over, man. I said, I don't know. I don't think that they were never a console war with me. Uh, like I said, the first game system in the house was Nintendo. And the second system was the PS3. And then the third system was the Xbox 360, which I'm playing both those systems right now because I just missed the older games. But I mean, and I was sitting there after I was looking at my menu. I was like, "Yeah, man." I said, "He said, yeah." He said, "Man," he said, "because this guy, oh, he said he would buy it right off the bat, and he's a big PlayStation guy. He doesn't have an Xbox, and he said, "Yeah, man, I'll buy that right off the bat." I said, "Yeah, I said, man." I said, "This is a good way to to generate some extra money." I said, "A lot of these companies, man, I just feel like they just cut themselves short. I know you probably could sit there and say, well, not really. They do make a lot of money, but I mean, extra money is always good. I'm always trying to make extra money. I work a lot. I mean, I'll take all the overtime. Like I said, I work out 4 days a week. I walk. I ride my bike. I mean, I'm a busy guy, so it's hard to squeeze. Like you watch a movie. A movie is only a couple hours of your day. A video game, it takes up a lot of time because I have to jot out, like, I like to jot out 2 days just to play a video game. Like today, I'm gonna go play a video game today after I get done doing all my stuff. But you guys think it'd be a smart idea to bring some of these games across? I mean, some of y'all out there, y'all don't even play any of the, you know, newer games. But uh, the first Halo is pretty old. So I'm quite sure Microsoft will do a lot of cleaning up just to put it on the PS5. But the, just and I was looking at him. I said, man, that's just like, okay. Here's the way I look at it. What if you take games that are like games you already made money off of? They already done ran its course. Okay, they done ran their course. And I looked at him. I said, well, in that case, man, I said Sony needs to do a lot of cross their games over to the Xbox. I said because really the Xbox 360 is the best system that they made, as far as I'm concerned. And what I mean by that, I know these new Xboxes I got in my house, I got a bunch of them in there. I got the Xbox Project Scorpio, and then I got the new one, Xbox Series X or something like that. I get the graphics and the speed and the upload. That is phenomenal. Don't get me wrong. But man, when I boot up that Xbox 360, man, and it just brings back memories. So I was like, I told Chuck, I said, well, then they could. I said, if Sony was smart, I would take some of those games like Uncharted, and I port all the Uncharted over. I said, I think that I would be like, if I was running a company, they'd be like, hey, you think about letting this game go over to Microsoft, or if I was Microsoft, you want this game to go to PS5 or Sony. And I'd be like, well, let's take games that have already ran their course, like all the Uncharted done ran their course. They have ran their course. Done. Why don't you just port them over to the Xbox 360 and let some of those people that are just wanting to play on their Xbox a chance to check that game out? A lot of people might think, well, what if they don't buy it? I think they'll buy it anyway. I think there'll just be some people out there that just like, let's check this game out, and it'd be pretty cool. So to sum this up, I think it's a good idea that you could take some of these games that are old, that ran its course. If you want to hold back on some of the new games that you're putting out now, which most of the new games to me suck, but I take that back. Not all new games suck, but a lot of your newer games are just not my cup of tea. Put it that way. But I'm just saying, man, that, take all the Uncharted games. Those are the games I really love anyway. And, Sony could just generate another extra income. Let's just say if they decide to make an announcement that all the, Uncharted series is going to be ported over to the Xbox, right? Man. I think that game would sell a little bit. I don't know. I couldn't make a projection how much that would sell. But then Chuck, here he is. He's got a PlayStation, and he plays PlayStation. Chuck plays games. He plays games way deeper than I did. If it wasn't for the friends I got and my kids and me playing video games back in the day when the video games was big, but not like it was. And then I just stepped away from it, and then I stepped back into it. But, because, back in my day, it was Atari and television and stuff. And I was actually playing video games back then because, I was young. I didn't have no kids or anything like that. So, but you guys think that it'd be a good idea to import some of these games over to the other systems? And do you think that the console war is over? Because I truly think the console wars are over. I've never got into those console war things. I just, I have a fetish for electronical. I do fall for the latest. I like electronics. I always have as a kid, stereo systems and stuff like that. But I never had issues with, Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. If I seen something that they made and I like it, I would buy it. So I never was that the Sony fan and the Microsoft fan. I just liked them both. I raised my kids that way. I raised all of them that way. They just didn't grow up in a house full of, you only buy this system and you don't like this system, that system. They just never was raised that way. And I'm thankful to God I never raised them that way. But some people just like only Microsoft and only Sony and all that kind of stuff. I never got that. Now I had some people used to try to argue. I said, man, I get it. I said, I like Sony too. I like the PlayStation, man. Don't get me wrong. They put out some good games. I said, but I still like Microsoft at the end of the day because that's when I liked the Gears of War and I liked a couple of games they put out back in the day. They put some good games out with the 360 era though. Those games were a lot of fun to play. So I'm just saying that when Chuck asked me that when I was trying to order my food, I was like, I said, yeah, man. I said, the bottom line is I think that take some of your older games and port them over. And don't do them all at once. Just do a little bit. Not all at once. Just do maybe one game, every other year just to see if it'll sell, and then, gradually port those over. I don't think I would port all my new stuff over if I was running a company because I'd still want you to buy my system. I'm just going to say, but I think Microsoft is done with the, trying to be that, I kind of hope that Microsoft can try to do some exclusivities just for a couple years, maybe 3 years, and if it doesn't sell very well, they can port it over to PS5. But I just think that the console wars are over. So what do you guys think? Do you think the console wars are over? Or do you don't really give a damn? I'm just saying because, a lot of us are playing a lot of older games, There was a guy that messaged me on one of my videos I dropped, and he said he he hasn't bought any new any of these new systems in a while. He said he won't even touch them. And really, he has a point, because I mean, you think about it, man. A lot of the stuff that's been out there is just just ain't been worth buying. So I'm not saying it like that. It's just that, looking back, the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox 360, they had a fun category. A fun category. I mean, I'm talking about a fun category. And yeah, I'm just when I sat down and Chuck was ordering his food and I was ordering my food after we watched Bad Boys, which is a good movie, by the way. I was looking at my menu and he said, "Hey man," he said, "if they put that first Halo game on Sony, I'm gonna buy it right off the bat." And this is a guy that's like into his PS3 and his PS5. So, and I was like, "Man," I said, "that's a good idea." So that'd be a good way to make some, because I looked up at him after I looked at my menu and I was like, "Ah man, that's a good idea." So man, good way to make some money, extra cash. I said, the game's been out a long time ago. I said, I don't see nothing wrong with it. I said, then I looked at her and said, I looked at her and said, well, then in that case, Sony should try to make, the Uncharted series go over to Microsoft. And he goes, yeah, he said, can't hurt nothing, because he said, those games been played. They've been sold. They've been there, done that. So, give them new life. You know what I mean? Just give them new life. So anyway, God bless, take care. And I got a couple more videos I'm going to drop about video games that I played that went straight forward. I know when you look at that, you go, video games that you played that you went straight forward. I wonder what that's all about. So stay tuned. God bless, take care, and we'll catch you next video. We'll see you.